Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and there's a couple more cards to go over from Fraction and Alterac this weekend. It's the weekend starting now, and basically Blizzard typically takes it off, so these will be the last couple reveals until Monday, where there is a bunch of stuff coming up. We'll resume our 2 videos a day review series basically then on Monday. Tomorrow, by the way, check out this video. We're gonna start our broken spell series, taking a look at the most broken spells in Hearthstone history. We're gonna start that up. We've been pushing that off for a while. We're gonna start off with 0-cost spells, so lots of fun stuff to check out on the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, please do. Also, you'll be entered for that giveaway on this video where we're giving away 2 pre-orders. So lots of stuff, cool stuff going on, but we got a couple of cool cards to take a look at, including, well, a pretty scary little giant coming up. I guess little giant doesn't make much sense. Anyways, I guess speaking of that, let's take a look at the Demon Hunter card. The Demon Hunter card, Urzul Giant, not quite the little giant. It's a 13 mana giant. I don't know, just thinking offhand, if we've ever seen a 13 mana minion before ever. So now if you evolve a 12 cost minion, it'll turn into this, I guess. I think this is the first ever 13 cost one. Kind of unlucky number, but anyways, 13 mana, 8/8 demon. It costs 1 less for each friendly minion that died this game. So it doesn't include, you know, opposite minions. It's not like a good old corridor creeper, and you need 13 minions to die for this to be 0. Obviously, you don't have to have it be 0 for it to see play, but, you know, that typically helps. And looking at the standard card pool for Demon Hunter and like token generation, you have like the 3 mana rush tokens. The big one that I see that helps this is expendable performers. That's like 7 1/1s, and then you can get another group of 7 1/1s. If you have 14 die, this will be 0 mana. And of course you can do DEATHRATTLE stuff. One of the sigils can summon like 2 taunts. And I'm sure we're gonna see more token stuff. We've already seen with like, there's a very much a token strategy going on for Demon Hunter. Heck, this can even work with that taunt we talked about earlier, with a demon in your hand that costs 5 or more, and you gain a bunch of stats. Well, Urzul Giant can count as that. Before it gets discounted, of course. And there's also the synergy with Philosophy, which can copy this in your hand. You can have a big sweep where all of a sudden you're slamming 2, 3, 4 giants in one turn. It's just how quickly can this come down? And with the current cards that we have seen and have in the game, I feel like the swing of the giants doesn't come soon enough to make a big impact. Like the best card I said is expendable performers, which gets it to 0 quickly. However, that's a 7 mana card, which you can't really discount reliably in Demon Hunter outside of like, you know, the Sigil and Skull of Gul'dan. So it's probably a bit too slow for like 0 mana 8/8s to be a big deal. However, we haven't seen the hero card. There's likely some more token stuff, and in Wild you have the, I believe, a 5 mana, you get 6 5 mana, you gain 6 1/1 rushes. So in Wild it could be all right, but again, probably still a bit too slow. But I have a feeling we're going to see some more synergies for this, and basically almost every giant ever has been playable, almost. I mean, if you can consider Jumbo Imp for Warlock, that was like just a terrible minion. It was like 8/8 that you had to have like other demons die for it to see play. That's like one of the only giants that hasn't seen play. Maybe the Overload giant and Shaman, but even that saw fringe play. I'm gonna give this a 3 in standard. A 3 in standard just because I think it'll see some play. And I'll give it a 2 in Wild because that's probably too slow. And I'll just put out cool note for this one. In duels, there's a hero power with like summoning 2 1/1s with rush that this will be insane. And I think this will be an insane duels card if you're a duels player, because yeah, that 1 hero power for Demon Hunter is just incredible with this. So yeah, Urzul Giant, it looks like they've learned their lesson from Flesh Giant and made it at least a little more expensive, but who knows, maybe we'll play with it and it turns out 13 is too cheap, who knows, like I said. But yeah, cool card, and we'll have to see if token Demon Hunter will actually be a thing, because it really hasn't yet. So they're really pushing hard for it, and we'll see how it plays out. And the other card is a Priest minion. We're getting a Priest Taunt minion. I believe it is a 6 mana 3/7 Undying Disciple. It has Taunt and DEATHRATTLE. Deal damage equal to this minion's attack to all enemy minions. This is kind of reminiscent of Tunnel Blaster, which I believe was a neutral minion. It was like a 7-mana 3/7. It would deal 3 damage to all minions, except it was all minions. This is all enemy minions. And well, you can buff this up pretty reliably in Priest. It has Death Rattle, so it works pretty well with like the amulet that was recently made in the latest mini set in the Dead Mines. You can resurrect it, and I imagine that this is what it's going to play into. A resurrect type card, a resurrect priest, and we all know everybody loves a good old res priest, right? This is a lot of like a 6-mana 3/7 taunt is pretty good. Typically we've seen like 3/8. I think Ancient Blossoms, old card, was a 6-mana 3/8 neutral, but 7 health is a lot. This is effectively an AoE on a large body. I would think you could play this in Quest Priest as like a 6-drop. You could play it in a Resurrect Priest. Just keep clearing boards. Keep bringing this back. The only res support we've seen so far, though, is that amulet in Standard. But a really solid card. I mean, it's just going to be a really annoying thing to get through if you're any token-based strategy. Hell, even like Pirate Warrior, most of the pirates generated off the Juggernaut and stuff like that are 3 health or less. There are, of course, exceptions, but I think it's a decent card. Again, it's something you want to resurrect. It's Death Rattle. It's got some good stuff going on. It's just, are you going to want to play this in the game? It's hard to tell, but the fact that it scales with, you know, you can buff it up, you can bring it back. There's a lot of implications for it. And I fully expect, and I demand an OTK video from Mark where he buffs this up and then like plays an Ash Tongue and like switches it over, and it's like 30 damage with like Divine Spirit, Inner Fire. You can do some ridiculous stuff with this in Wild with like Divine Spirit, Inner Fire, Radiant Elemental. Mark, I challenge you right now. That will be a spectacular video. But in terms of it being like a realistic meta player, in Standard, I'll give it a fringe 3. I think it could pop up considering, you know, that there's obviously this Death Rattle Resurrect synergy going on. We might even see that with Zarella, the hero card, which will be revealed, I believe, in 2 days. Tice is revealing that. So I think this is going to pop up, and it's just a really good effect. It's a high health, resilient taunt that you can buff up, do some pretty crazy stuff. And yeah, just imagine if Inner Fire was in Standard. It'd be immediately like 7 attack AoE. That's pretty good. And in Wild, where you do have Divine Spirit, where you do have Inner Fire, where I do have my challenge to Mark, I don't see it quite making that level. Like we know how degenerate Wild is. You have to be winning the game by like turns 4 and 5 these days. Playing a taunt for what, 6 mana is just, it's just not going to make the cut. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 2 in Wild. It'll be a fringe kind of meme card for Mark. Do I have to mention Mark before? By the way, check out his card reveal. He had a real card reveal yesterday with Ben Broads in it. So if you haven't checked out his video, do it. It's really funny. And I really hope Mark gets a card reveal soon. But yeah, Wild, I'll give it a 2. So that's all the cards. There's only 2 today. But like I said, there'll be a lot more going on Monday, all through next week. So make sure to hit that sub button. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I asked again, man, do I ask for subs a lot? Zeddy, calm down with the subs. You guys are awesome with it anyways. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.